What could be more mysterious than a goddess born fully grown and armed from the head of the king of gods himself? Athena's birth is more than just a myth. It's a puzzle deeply embedded in the heart of Greek mythology. Zeus, the mighty ruler of the gods, swallowed Metis, her mother, in fear of a prophecy that foretold a child more powerful than him. But what happened next defied all logic and expectation. No one could have foreseen the breathtaking event that followed. Athena, fully armored and gleaming with divine power, emerging directly from Zeus's head. How did this remarkable birth unfold? What celestial forces were at work? Let's dive into the astonishing and captivating details of this timeless legend where mystery meets the miraculous. It all started with a prophecy. Metis, the goddess of wisdom and craft, was fated to bear children who would surpass their father in power. Zeus, the mighty king of the gods, feared that his rule might be in jeopardy. In a desperate act to prevent this, he swallowed Metis whole, believing he had outwitted fate. But the tale didn't end there. What Zeus didn't know was that Metis had already conceived a child. Days turned into weeks, and soon, Zeus began to suffer from an excruciating headache, unlike anything even the gods had ever experienced. It felt as though something was growing inside him, something powerful and unstoppable. Panic spread among the gods as Zeus's pain grew unbearable. Was this the inevitable moment of divine destiny, the prophecy unfolding despite his actions? What was coming next? The gods could only wait in anticipation. As Zeus writhed in unbearable agony, the gods stood by, helpless and uncertain of how to aid their king. The pain was unlike anything they'd ever witnessed, and the tension among them grew. Finally, it was Hephaestus, the god of fire and forge, who was called upon for an extraordinary solution. With the precision of a master craftsman and the force of his legendary hammer, Hephaestus struck Zeus's head with a single decisive blow. What happened next left the gods in awe. From the gaping wound, in a burst of divine light, emerged Athena, fully grown, fully armored, and radiant with power. She was not a newborn goddess, but a warrior, born ready for battle, her shield and spear gleaming with a celestial glow. This was no ordinary birth. It was an act of cosmic significance, the arrival of a deity destined to shape the fate of both gods and mortals alike. In that moment, the prophecy had been fulfilled, in a way that defied all expectations. Zeus's greatest fear had materialized not as a threat, but as a figure of wisdom, strategy, and strength. Athena's emergence not only secured her place as one of the most revered deities in the Greek pantheon, but it also symbolized the perfect balance between intellect and might, qualities that would define her influence on the world for eternity. Athena's birth was far more than a miraculous event. It was a profound symbol of divine power and balance. Unlike any other god or mortal, she did not enter the world through a traditional birth, but emerged fully formed from the mind of Zeus, embodying both wisdom and strength in perfect harmony. But why did Zeus swallow Metis in the first place? What was he truly afraid of? The prophecy had foretold that Metis, the goddess of wisdom, would bear a child more powerful than its father. Driven by fear of being overthrown, as he had done to his own father, Kronos, Zeus acted out of desperation, swallowing Metis in an attempt to prevent the prophecy from coming true. What he did not anticipate was that Metis had already conceived, and the child growing inside him would inherit both her wisdom and his power. When Athena finally burst forth, fully armored and ready for battle, she became the living embodiment of those combined forces. She was not only a daughter of Zeus, but a reflection of Metis' intellect and strategy. This unique origin marked Athena as a goddess who would redefine the divine order and influence the mortal world with unmatched authority. Her journey, however, was only just beginning. As Athena embraced her role in the divine pantheon, it soon became evident that she was much more than the goddess of wisdom. She rose to become the protector of cities, the embodiment of strategy in warfare, and Zeus's most cherished daughter. She was a paradox, both a fierce warrior and a guardian of peace, revered for her intellect and feared for her strength. Mortals and gods alike admired her, but her dual nature left many pondering the true extent of her influence. What does it mean for one being to possess such power, to balance the art of war and the pursuit of peace so seamlessly? The gods, in their wisdom, began to ask themselves these questions. Athena's wisdom wasn't passive. It was strategic, calculated, and forward-thinking. She did not merely react to conflict, she anticipated it, shaping outcomes with her keen mind and guiding the affairs of both gods and men. But with such immense power came an inevitable question. How would Athena's unique combination of wisdom and might shape the future of humanity? Would her strategic mind lead to a world governed by justice, or would her capacity for warfare tilt the scales in a different direction? As the favored daughter of Zeus, she stood at a crossroads, destined to influence not only the mortal realm, but also the fate of the gods. Athena's presence hinted at a future where intellect and power would forever intertwine, forging a new era for both realms. The defining moment in Athena's legacy came when she was faced with a critical choice between force and wisdom. In her famous contest with Poseidon over the patronage of a newly founded city, the stakes were high. Poseidon, god of the sea, demonstrated his might by striking the earth with his trident, creating a saltwater spring, a show of power meant to impress the people. Athena, however, took a different path. She gifted them the olive tree, a symbol of peace, prosperity, and enduring knowledge. This choice was not just about winning the favor of the Athenians. It was a demonstration of Athena's true strength. She did not rely on brute force or intimidation. Instead, she understood that real power comes from wisdom, foresight, and the ability to cultivate growth and harmony. In offering the olive tree, she provided a gift that would sustain the people for generations, securing their loyalty not through fear, but through intellect and vision. Athena's decision marked her as a goddess of strategic brilliance, revered for her ability to see beyond the immediate and into the future. The people of Athens chose her as their patron, and her name would forever be tied to the city that became a center of knowledge, art, and philosophy. This moment revealed that Athena's greatest power wasn't in her capacity for destruction, but in her unparalleled wisdom and understanding of what truly builds civilizations. She would forever be remembered not just as a warrior, but as a guardian of intellect, proving that wisdom could conquer might, and peace could be stronger than war. Athena's extraordinary birth and rise to prominence forever altered the divine hierarchy of Olympus. Her unparalleled wisdom became a beacon, guiding both gods and mortals through times of turmoil and uncertainty. Her influence stretched across the ancient world, shaping the destinies of heroes and entire civilizations. The gods revered her judgment, recognizing that Athena's counsel carried the weight of foresight and strategy. Her decisions were not just respected, they were sought after in times of both war and peace. Mortals, too, felt the impact of her presence, dedicating temples and monuments in her honor, with the Parthenon in Athens standing as the most iconic tribute to the goddess who became their protector. Her bond with Zeus deepened as she often stood at his side, offering insight into matters of conflict, diplomacy, and the balance of power. Zeus, the king of gods, frequently relied on Athena's wisdom, knowing that her intellect and strategic mind were unmatched. Athena was not just a goddess of war or wisdom, she was the embodiment of balance between intellect and action, revered by gods and mortals alike. Her rise to power was not only about strength, but about the power of thought, and her legacy continues to resonate as a timeless symbol of wisdom, strategy, and leadership. Athena's story is far more than the tale of her miraculous birth. It embodies the delicate balance between wisdom and strength, strategy, and compassion. Her influence extended beyond Olympus, touching the hearts and minds of mortals, where she became a guiding force for philosophers, warriors, and leaders alike. In every challenge, Athena showed that true power does not come from brute force, but from the wisdom to wield it with purpose and foresight. Her legend teaches us that intellect, combined with courage, shapes not only individual destinies but the fate of entire civilizations. Athena's enduring legacy continues to resonate through the ages, serving as a powerful reminder that the greatest victories are won not through might alone, but through thoughtful strategy and calculated decisions. As we reflect on her tale, we are reminded that the true essence of leadership lies in the mastery of both mind and heart, and that wisdom will always stand as the foundation of lasting strength.